Alright. So what do we got here? We have 100% charge, 3904 total miles, 102.9 on the range, 0 on the trip. So we're going to adjust this to show RPM, and we're going to adjust this to show temperature of the motor. And we will keep track of it in the 60 mile an hour zone as well as the 70 mile an hour zone. So what we're going to do is see if this can maintain 70 to 75 miles an hour without going into limp mode from overheating. Let's do it. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep messing with my visor. I'm trying to adjust my mic and my head sock at the same time. It is not cooperating. Okay, I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get it. I hope you guys can hear me pretty well. Okay, so it looks like so far just only up to 91 degrees Fahrenheit. It's fairly tame. Just so you guys know, I've never used the temperature setting on the display before, so I don't really have a good baseline. So you and I are going to be learning about this together. Isn't that exciting? God, I love learning. Airplane! Oh, the skydivers! I don't know if you can see the skydivers on the Senna. The Senna 10C is not that crisp. Something in my eye. Did you hate that? You're all gloved up and you get something in your eye. Just want to punch yourself in the face. Talio! Hi ho, Silver! Away! Oh boy. Oh boy. Getting on the freeway, people. .97 degrees, 45-ish. Right back on. I'm going to try and hold it as close to 60 as I can. I don't imagine I'll get it perfect, but I'm going to try. 3,910 miles. I don't know. I don't think we're going to hit 4,000 today. I think that's going to be in the middle of the week when I'm riding to work, and that's going to be incredibly boring. Hopefully I can do something special at 5,000. Celebrate the mileage commuted on an electric motorcycle. Alright, so it looks like 109 degrees Fahrenheit at 60 miles an hour. I don't imagine that's anywhere near being problematic, because I have rode many miles at 60 miles an hour without any issue. But it'd be nice to kind of get a comparison of 60 miles an hour versus 70 miles an hour. Looks like we're spinning at about 3,500 RPM. Got a bunch of flashy lights up here on the side of the road. I don't know what this is about. Gonna keep my eyes on the road for a moment. Super focused. Looks like some kind of car accident. Hope everybody's okay. Looks like it mostly. Alright, we're good. So, okay, maybe closer to anywhere between 3,500 and or 3,550 and 3,600 RPM. We're up to about 111 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see if we can. So it looks like we traveled about 8 miles so far. Range is at about 84.8, holding close to about 60 miles an hour. Keep it on RPM. Alright. I think we're good. That was a cool Corvette. Bunch of graphics on it. Look at that thing. Look, gasser. That was awesome. So we're about 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Probably close to 9 miles in. Still trying to hold pretty close to 60 miles an hour. Still somewhere about the 3,600 range for RPM. I know that's not going to change a whole lot, but just trying to be as thorough with the documentation-ary. That's not even a word, but I said it. I said it anyway. Okay, so unfortunately I'm going to have to bring it down to 50 through here. That'll be good for the range a little bit, but we'll see if the motor cools down any at all. Well, it's already coming down a couple of degrees. We're down to about pretty close to 3,000 RPM. Yeah. 1-1, fire, Mexica. still holding about 113. So only a couple of degrees difference between 50 miles an hour and 60-ish. You know, give or take. A little bit of variation there. Well, now we're down to well, we were down to 111. Now we're back up to 113. So very, very small changes in the throttle can give you a couple of degrees of difference, at least at this speed range. It's kind of neat. I'd like to get a quick charger. Definitely help with I don't necessarily have range anxiety anymore, but I almost have like island fever sometimes, where I know where my safety zone is and I can ride in a certain area very comfortably. But if I want to go a farther distance, then charging times are very important. Gotta calculate your route and the like. But I don't know. I think the lower the charge times, the more freedom we're gonna have, and we can ride wherever we please, whenever we please. So we're back up to about 115, 37 RPM, 3,700 RPM, about 60 miles an hour. That was a slight incline. We're going uphill a little bit. The gradient wasn't too crazy, but it was like maybe we gained a degree of Fahrenheit up to 116. Again, nothing to write home about. Look at this guy. He's got a whole bunch of bikes. You're having fun, man. Yeah. Look at them, look at them bikes. So cool. Oh, he's got a good ramp too. I need a better ramp, guys. My ramp is thin and it's short. My wife's truck is very tall. Makes for a bad recipe. Tell you what. I'm getting some buffering or buffeting or whatever you call it. Got some turbulence. Look at this guy. With your German car. Pretty sweet looking car, man. It's not overstated. Oh, whoa. We're up to 65. I got sucked into their vortex. I was like speeding up with the flow of traffic, ruining my investigation. God. I'm sorry. I got easily distracted. We're up to 39.18 on the miles. Still pretty close to 3550 to 3600 RPM. Still holding at 116 Fahrenheit. So I think it's going to be pretty mundane. So I guess there's no real reason to kind of keep an eye on the temperature until we hit the 70 mile an hour zone, which is still very, very far. I would say maybe, I don't know, if I had to guess, another 10 minutes or so. So if you don't want to hear me to continue to babble on the microphone, feel free to skip ahead in the video a few minutes. You're definitely not going to hurt my feelings. But if you want to stick around here, that's cool too. Hopefully I'll be able to overlay the Senna video onto the GoPro footage. At least give you something to look at. I know it's not going to be real crisp, but it'll be something. Something's better than nothing. Yeah, that one's free. Look at this, a bunch of tractors. Middle of nowhere, dude selling a bunch of tractors. That one's not for sale. %82 range, or excuse me, 82% battery life remaining. I guess it's not too bad. I wish it'd go down a little slower, but You get what you get. I'm not complaining. By the way, guys, I forgot to formally state that this is a 2016 DSR, 2016 model. It does have a firmware update for the battery management system that was done around March of 2016, but I don't know how relevant that is to the temperature. Oh, look at this. We're at 120 degrees Fahrenheit while still at about 3,500 RPM, about 36, at 60 miles an hour. So it looks like we're up to 122, going up a gradient that's not a crazy gradient, but it's a long one. So over time, we seem to gain a few degrees. And again, if I just twitch the throttle closed a little bit, it'll cool off a little bit. But now we're up to 124, drop back down to 122. So like I said, even just the subtle movements, like barely, you just think about moving the throttle in a single direction, and it seems to affect the temperature just a little bit. It's responsive temperaturing. Yeah. Anytime you feel like you don't have control over your life, get on this thing, get on the freeway, play with the throttle a little bit, and you can see that you make a difference with the most subtle effects, okay? And it'll make you feel like you matter again. The temperature of the motor is directly relative to your wrist. Imagine that. You have power. Don't let your boss tell you otherwise, okay? Oh man, that's fascinating. That's a nice car. BRZ or FRS, same thing to me. Different badges, whatever. Alright, I hope there's nobody merging here, because that would be pretty awkward if I had to get... Oh my god! What are you doing? I'll merge. Yay, I'm merging. What did that do to the temperature? I don't know. I have to watch the road. Hi. I'm just riding my bike. I did speed up to merge. I'm very sorry. Gotta be safe. Don't want to get run over. And I'm gonna get behind this car again. Still about 124 degrees Fahrenheit. Still about 3,600 RPM. Let's see if the downhill lets it cool off a little bit. We're going down a very short distance. But, oh yeah. It's back down to 120 for a little bit. Looks like the temperature only reads in 2-degree increments. No, that's false. Because I was up to 115 at one point, I think. I'll have to go back and review the video. Let's see if we can get it to go up just a single degree. Just one. Nope. So maybe once we hit the 120s, it goes by twos. Alright, pay attention people, we're merging. Getting over. 4:04 p.m. Not found. $40? What's 40? It's a suggested speed limit, right? Look, more bikes! Yes! We're merging. We're getting over. Here we go. Woo-hoo. Back to 60. Still at 122 degrees Fahrenheit. 3650-ish RPMs. %, battery range. Is this guy gonna wave? I don't know. Are we supposed to wave on the freeway? Nice blinker. (118°F). Got cooler. I wonder if that's when I drop down to like 55 or so. Oh, he's looking. I should have waved. I don't know if you can see it on the center. I don't know if I can see it. Some bulls over there. You see them? The big metal bull? Fly OAGL. What is that? Flyogle? I don't know. FLYOAGL was on that license plate. I'm not sure what it means. Okay, we're at 122, 60 miles an hour. We're on a slight incline again. Prolonged, yep, 124, back down to 122. So it's like, even though the motor's not really working to reach a higher RPM, it does get a little warmer when climbing a hill. I mean, that's fair. I'll give it to you, little motor. I hate walking uphill. I know some of you sitting there like, I ain't got no problem walking uphill. You lying. You act like you got a Stairmaster at home. You know you be huffing and puffing when you get up from the computer to go get a drink. I see you. Alright, Mr. Merge Master 6000. Get over, man. There you go. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Hi ho, Silva. Get some Bon Jovi in here, right? On a steel horse I ride, and I'm wanted. Dead or alive. What do you think? Should I go on tour? Thank you. I'll be all week. Be sure to tip your waitress. 125 degrees on the flat. That's kind of interesting. Oh, that was an odd number. We had a single digit. That was fantastic. I'm not sure how that happened, but it did. You saw it. Don't you lie. I don't know. We're getting closer to the 70, but I think we're only about maybe the halfway point of this journey. About 50%. What are you doing? What was that a book? Is she reading a book on the freeway? I don't know what that was. It looked like a book. I'd be very disappointed in that woman if that was a book. Alright. Whole lot of people want to merge, and I want to go over to their lane. Look at this. What are you doing? That lane ends. We all know this. Can I get over? I want to get over. Okay, here we go. Getting over. Look at this dude. Just got a nice boat. Maybe I'll get a boat someday. Alright. 45 mile per hour zone. What's that going to do to our temperature? Right now we're at 124. Just came down to 44 miles an hour. Now let's see how far down our temperatures come. Gotta make sure nobody's gonna squish me when they try to merge. You good? We're good. You're gonna stay there, right? Yeah. All right, 45 miles an hour. It looks like about 2,800 RPM, maybe 2,850, at about 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So it hasn't come down a whole lot, if any. It hasn't come down at all. Oh, there we go, down to 120. A little squish thing. About to get on I-5 South, which means we are getting closer to the 70 mile an hour mark, yeah? Oh, we're down to 120, flirting with 118. Did you see that? Was flirting with it. Dirty girl. You dirty girl. Alright. Well, that wasn't quite 45. I apologize. I'm a bit zealous on my speed. So let's do this. Let's try to maintain 45 until the last moment. And then we're gonna accelerate rapidly to 60. Let's see if we can get this temperature to jump up here. What are we at? We're at 118. Alright. Let's do it. You ready? Oh, that's a 60. Ah! So I am sad to report there was not a significant jump in temperature. But I guess that's a good thing. What am I saying? We want a cool motor. Heat is the enemy. Maybe. It's just a release of energy, people. Calm down. Okay? We're transferring energy around. Making it happen. At least I think that's what it's called. So, for you scientific types, if I got that wrong, please don't make a mockery of me. I'm learning these things. You know? Bye. I'm gonna do 70. Let's do 70. Let's do 70. 75. Do 75. We're doing 75. We're up to 127. 75 miles an hour. Let's do 80. We're doing 80. 131 degrees. So we're at 39, 32 for mileage. I'm going to try and keep it close to about 80. We're at 133 degrees. Just doing the flow of traffic here. Only about 134. No warning lights or anything. Let's see if we can get to 85 just for a minute. There we go. 86. 85. So we're up to about 142. Holding at about 83 degrees, or 84 miles an hour, 143 degrees. That's about all we're going to be able to do. We'll try and maintain 75. I don't think we really have anything to worry about, guys. Still at 142 degrees Fahrenheit, 75 miles an hour. We're now up to 39, 35 for mileage. So looks like we're about 4,500 to about 4,550 RPM, just depending. Like I said, a very, very small flick of the throttle either way. Even with the brief stint up to about 80 miles an hour, 85, we didn't get over, what was it, 145 degrees? Definitely killing my range like a Samuma. So we've traveled 31 miles, 31.6. My estimated range is 42.8. I guess it's not too bad considering how fast we're going. See if we can get another brief 80 mile an hour run here. Pretty much just keeping up with traffic. This guy's passing me. Not too bad, guys. 142 degrees for probably about 5 miles or so. Not too bad. Up to 152 degrees Fahrenheit, 80 miles an hour. I don't imagine it get much higher than that. Still holding at 154, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, or 80 miles an hour, sorry. Alright, about 1 mile away, we're going to be getting off the freeway. There's a slight gradient, 80 miles an hour, slight gradient, 154 degrees. We're leveling off, but then we're going to go up another gradient here. We're going up 81 miles an hour, 154 degrees Fahrenheit. Looking pretty good. What, 156 degrees Fahrenheit? I'd say it's pretty stable, guys. I'd say it's pretty stable. Good job, Zero. Very good job, Zero. Motor still at 145, 143. $144, no, 142. Hey, look at this guy. Down to 138. Might take a little bit to cool down. $136. We're cruising at about 37, almost 40 miles an hour. 2400 RPM range. Nice cool down lap for the bike. That was a fun little ride. Didn't get any higher than like 156 degrees Fahrenheit. Did a pretty good job of keeping us there. Up top, the throttle felt a little squishy, but what do we expect? We're pretty close to the maximum speed of the bike and pushing through a lot of air at that speed, so that makes sense. But I mean, I felt the motor temperature was pretty stable. I felt like if I continued at that speeds, it would take me just about to the end of battery life reliably. I know that once you get to a pretty low percentage, it'll reduce power. So I don't know if it would maintain the 80 miles an hour at that reduced power. But temperature-wise, I don't think it's an issue. I'd say the 2016 motor is pretty healthy when it comes to heat resistance. Does a pretty good job of staying cool. I would predict that now at 50 miles an hour would still stay somewhere between the 122 to 126 range. We're at 127 right now, but I'm wondering if it'll come back down here in a little bit. Gonna be eating a long dinner to charge to get home. Long dinner. Nice ride out here though. Lots to look at. Nice scenery. God, this bike is so smooth. It's just nice and flat. It's just a dream to ride. Just a dream. It is so smooth, so comfortable. We're not bothering anybody, you know. I had to beep at that one guy just so he'd hear me. Dude playing around with his bike with the sidecar. That was pretty neat. It was nice to see that. Oh man, getting closer and closer to 4,000. Probably hit that tomorrow, either to or from work. Still just as happy as the day I bought it. What the heck? We're turning? Why are we turning? Awkward. Aha. I missed our turn. No problemo. God. I love how smooth this thing is. Like, it's quiet and smooth and so calm and peaceful. You know? It almost puts you at risk at falling asleep. Motor temps are fine. What are you worried about? It's fine. I'm probably going to upload this raw video, by the way, so that you guys can know that I wasn't cheating or filming on different days, or, you know, the bike didn't overheat and I pulled over to let it cool down and make pretend that it was okay. It's going to be a long video. Like I said, you can skip to the end if you want. I mean, this part, it's pretty mundane. You already saw the freeway tests. It's not a whole lot of critical stuff coming up. You might want to skip to the very end to see a shot of the bike and get the post-run rundown. But I don't know if there's going to be anything incredibly exciting from here till the time I come to a stop. I believe I can fly. Dream about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. Noteworthy. This is the DSR. It's got a slightly different sprocket ratio than the SR. I don't know how that affects RPM at those speeds, and I don't know how, you know, obviously if it's a higher RPM for the SR. Although, you know, I would think that because the SR has a higher top speed, I'm going to go with very loose logic here and say that the ratio is probably a bit taller to give you slightly lower RPM at that speed. Therefore, slightly lower temperatures. But do your homework. Don't just believe everything you read on the internet, okay? You might want to look into that sprocket ratio thing, because I think it's a little taller gear set for the SR. So my theory is the SR would probably run a little cooler. Definitely capable of a little higher top speed. Wah, 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 wah. But then again, maybe the converse is true. Maybe it's higher RPM and therefore higher temperature, but they just push it a little harder because it's the SR and they do what they want to. You never know. That was a fun corner. It was fun. And it was a corner. It was a fun corner. Oh, I'm down to 39% battery. There's no need to fear. There's an outlet very near. Hook it up to a windmill out here, right? There's no power grid. Just put it on a windmill. Excuse me, sir. Does your windmill roll on 120? No? Alright. Shoot. One lane road ahead. One lane. I'm gonna panic. I'm panicking already. What am I gonna do? It's only one lane. 10 miles an hour right here. See that? See the 10 mile an hour sign? Man, I hope you did, because if the Senna didn't pick that up, it's pretty disappointing. Ooh. Ooh. Getting closer. Very scary. Ooh. Man, why don't you fix the road? They took all that time to put the signs up and a traffic light, but they won't just fix the road. Just fix it. You know, a little bricks and some duct tape. Brick to hold it up, duct tape to hold it in. Fix the road, man. Guys, I don't know where we're at. There's some railroad tracks over there. So, when in doubt, you know, if the world was coming to an end, I could just follow the railroad tracks. Probably take me nowhere, but at least I'd have something to do. There's the railroad tracks. You see them now. You thought I was lying. Slow for the corner. Oh! Oh! Look at the mountain! Oh my god! Oh, we're in Tenino. Welcome to Tenino. Oh, what a beautiful mountain. Beautiful! Man, I wish you were on the bike with me right now. So you could just feel how smooth it is. Even with the dual sport tires that are probably a little louder than the SR tires, it's just so smooth. It's so smooth. I think we're getting closer here. Yeah, I think so. I think I should go before I end up sitting there all day. Over there. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know where I saw it. his car. Apparently he didn't care. That was a cool little Fiat. This is like a cool little place to close the video. We'll do that. We'll close the video right in here. Let's do that. Shoot it next to this tractor. Yeah, you want to do that? Alright. So we can see here. Let's see. 37% battery, 4:37 p.m. 39:50 on the clock. 0 RPM because we're not moving. Temperature 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's look. What else do we got? We have road 45.2 miles with a range of 31.8 left. That error you saw is just the kickstands down. So we got 45.2. Already saw that. I don't know what those numbers mean. I gotta learn. Okay. So let's take a look at the bike, shall we? Okay. There she is. There is my Max. She's a pretty thing. You might notice that I took off the factory tank. Some of you might be a fan, some of you might not. Just remember that it's my bike, and I did it because it was comfortable for me. That red cover's not meant to be completely, totally, forever permanent, but goes good for now. And I mean, you're welcome to comment on it, but just know that I like it, and that's kind of what's important to me. So there's Max. This is the bike, 2016 DSR. Held 70 miles an hour pretty reliably. We touched 80 and slightly above for a short period, and the temperature didn't seem to mind. It seemed to be pretty stable. So there we go. Sweet little machine. 2016 0 DSR. Said that a little weird. You get the point. We all know it's from Santa Cruz. Ooh. Alright. So this is probably the end of the video for you folks. I still got a tiny bit of riding to go, but I want to thank you for watching. I hope this was informative. As always, I just want to reiterate the fact that I love my Zero, and I hope that you all get a chance to at least experience a Zero motorcycle, because I'm fairly certain you're going to fall in love with it. But even if you don't, that's fine. It's okay. There are other options if you want an electric bike. There are the Alta Motors motorcycle, the Super, what do they call that? The Supermoto. I think it's an SM, the Redshift SM if you want a Supermoto. There is, I guess, the Energica Anyway, before I get too far off, love the Zero. Go ride one. They seem to be proving their worth every single dollar. All right. Bye-bye.